Welcome back to Interview Ninja Step 81. We're going to talk about raising awareness of soft skills that are already now available in Corben's and your own subconscious, using introspection and the 4-step process, which is become aware, analyze using critical analytical thinking, understand, and then apply consciously, as opposed to using soft skills subconsciously. Then we go on to an example of preparing and making yourself resilient through mental strength. Corben is going to need mental resilience when he goes off for this interview at the Royal Northern School of Music, because he's very much a late entrant into the race and he's got a lot of ground to catch up.
Interested in people applying.
So they haven't found what they want yet. So I sent them an email, I sent them some music, and they've asked me to go for an interview. And then I thought,
well,
better talk
I
to
think
Gino.
this is important.
That may be what Corben's conscious mind thinks and feels is going on. But it isn't, because as a result of the Interview Ninja training that he has, his subconscious is taking over and driving his behavior in a far more purposeful and directed way. And we're going to unpick that in the rest of this step. Just exactly what did he do, why did he do it, and so on. We need to do this so he can become conscious of what he's done and become a conscious competent, because that way he can reapply those skills in a far more deliberate way and not just have them happen automatically.
That's not what happened.
Okay.
It isn't, is it?
Sure.
Do it in more detail. What happened? First of all, why did you even look at clearing?
So I wasn't looking at clearing personally. My mum was looking at clearing.
Okay. I didn't know that. Yeah.
My mum was looking at clearing and sent me a link to both of these schools, which are like easy the best in the UK. Like, if you know the Berkeley School of Music, I think it's called, just like the best music school in the world.
It's Juilliard, if you're talking America.
What?
The Juilliard School of Music. No? All right, go.
I thought it was Berkeley.
I
Like
could
the
be out
Berkeley
of date.
College of Music or something like that. But that's apparently what the best one is, according to my music friends.
Okay.
And this one is pretty close, but they had some free spaces. So I phoned up. I'll do the full story. I phoned up.
I think this is important because it shows what you did.
Yes. Well, I was quite content with the BBC thing, and I still am, if I don't get this. But
Right.
Mama sent me a link to these 2 courses, which both had clearing. The Royal School of Music in London had 1 space for a percussionist. Wasn't going to happen. And then this one had 1 space on the classical music course for like a cello player or something weird.
Okay.
Right? Which I don't play. But I thought, hey, there's maybe a 2-bird of something. So I sent an email to the admissions team. No, I didn't. I phoned the admissions team. And then the man I spoke to on the other end of the phone said, what are you doing? We don't do clearing. Because I think they're overapplied. Oversubscribed even. And I said that someone had told me that there was a space on the popular music course, which strictly they hadn't, but I just wanted to see where it would go. But then
You got creative.
Then he said,
Why? Why did you get creative?
Because I just wanted to see where it would go, and I knew that the man on the end of the phone who was sat at the reception desk was just gonna do the easiest thing, which was to tell me to go away.
I think
So-
as a general note, in business, there are people who just do the processing and aren't decision makers in any way, or influencers either. There's 4 levels. There's decision makers, influencers, informers,
So
or you're just going to get a switchboard person. anything, right? Then you may start going up towards influencers and stuff, and then eventually you get to decision makers. Okay, so that's a journey, and what I'm interested in is how you got on with that journey.
Okay, so it was a nice enough guy.
Nice people. They're all people.
He told me that there was no chance, and he was just like, "Go away." And I said, "Someone has already told me that there is a chance."
Someone.
Yes. And he said, "Oh, well, in that case, let me put you through to blah, 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 blah." I wasn't sure who it was, but it's some kind of other admissions team. Okay. And I got through to them and I said, "Who do I need to talk to about this possible space on the popular music course?"
Which didn't exist.
Didn't exist.
Seeking information. What information were you seeking? What type? 5W2H.
I was, well, it's not, is it a 5W2H situation?
What was the first word you used when you said what you said?
Oh, I suppose I'm seeking the who I need to talk to in order to find out whether there is a space. Okay.
It's just hard. It's like pulling teeth. It was a who question. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. But okay. Anyway, because that's only one W.
Go on.
Anyway,
you're supposed to have them all like instantly. At your fingertips.
I know, but okay. So I said, "Who do I need to talk to?" They said, "This guy," and gave me the email address of the director of the music course, the popular music course.
Good title.
Who I sent an email to with some of my stuff.
Oh.
Some
attached stuff.
Some of my music. Yes.
Not just an email.
No.
What's called an enhanced email or a rich email.
I attached 2 videos and 1
videos as
piece
well
of music.
Okay.
Yes. And
Fantastic.
then he replied and said, "We've just had a keys player slot that we haven't filled yet."
No, but the reality of what happened is he looked at your stuff and he thought, "This is great, isn't it?
I don't know.
This is great. I will make an opening for this person."
I guess we'll find out, because I'm going to have a Skype interview tomorrow morning. And then on Friday, this Friday, and today is Monday, so in 4 days, I'm going up to...
So do it, David. Today's Monday. Tomorrow morning, Tuesday.
I have a Skype interview. I'll be practicing Wednesday and Thursday. Then I go up on Friday at 3 p.m. I have an interview, an audition even, / interview at the College of Music. So,
which is
a conservatoire
in
Manchester.
How far away?
5 hours. 3 hours? A long way.
A long way. So you're making a long journey?
Yes.
At what cost?
Doesn't matter.
No, doesn't matter?
Well, what? At the cost of, it's going to take 1 day out and minimal petrol money.
Oh, you're going to drive up?
I'm going to drive
to Manchester?
Up. Yes.
But never
really?
Mind. Yeah. We'll talk about that later. Okay. That's just simple logistics. Never mind. What I'm saying,
because I was going to train
this is what's called putting skin in the game. Okay, this is you're going for it, and you're putting skin in the game.
I mean,
you're incurring costs, and you're giving time.
It's another, like you said, iron in the fire. So we'll see.
Yeah, but it's a demonstration of purpose. You're not commitment. It's a demonstration of your behaviour, which is a positive, purposeful behaviour. Isn't it? And you're creating it all yourself.
I suppose, yes. So,
nobody's saying, "Please come for an interview. We need you. Here's a ticket."
No. It was an opportunity that was very much forged
by
myself.
Yes.
So I will go up and I will see what they have.
What's his name?
Andy Stott. And I've been on his Spotify account and I found out his favourite type of music so that I can choose a song from a playlist that he enjoys in order to do for my audition.
You researched him?
Yes.
Why did you do that?
Because I know that that's a smart thing to do.
Yes. How do you know?
Because you told me.
No, it's because, well, yes.
Yeah.
But it's also what you did for...
Yes, BBC. The Beeb.
Yeah. So you're leveraging your learnings.
Mm-hmm.
I used a series of 5 W2H questions as an example of raising awareness for you. His answers showed a strong hunter instinct, which can be developed later, maybe even a year or two from now. However, as the conversation moves on, I discover he has a very important Skype interview tomorrow and a face-to-face in 3 days. I have 1 hour left to get him from good to great and great to excellent ninja level. It will be Kung Fu style training and pedal to the metal, and it's not going to be kind.
What else are you taking with you? Because remember, your learning from the last one was you had stuff to give them and you didn't give it to them.
That's very true. That's very true.
So is there anything else you think you ought to take or not? What do you think this meeting, this experience is going to be?
I think that I'm very much going to be judged on whether or not it's going to be... Obviously, I'm going to have the playing ability, which is I'm sweating out for the next few days with my scales and whatnot. But I think a large part of it is my attitude towards the course and towards learning, and my kind of motivation. I think how much they can sense that I want to be on that course and that I want to be involved. So I may make another sheet. We made a sheet. I made a sheet. Graham reviewed the sheet for the BBC. Which I think we went through in the last video, didn't we? No?
To some extent.
It was a CV.
Not really.
A CV.
A CV as well as supplement.
Yes.
Which was focused on the meeting.
Mm-hmm. So
and then you didn't want to send it afterwards because...
It was a bit... I messed it up. Yeah.
So no, I'm not saying you need it.
No, but you know what? I think it wouldn't be a bad thing to have just in case.
Okay, so we're going to trap a couple of actions now, all right? This is the only thing we're going to do today, all right? When we finish this, you're free as a bird to do whatever it is you want to do.
Scales. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Now, he's going to use the time between now and tomorrow morning to do scales.
No, so you say it like that. No. I'm going to use the time between now and tomorrow morning to totally learn every module that's on the course. Learn the name of the...
So let's write what you're going to do.
Okay,
this is what you're suggesting you're going to do.
So I'm going to learn about all the different modules.
So take it slowly, because you know I'm not a fast writer. Learn module. What do you mean by module?
So what's on the course? What do you study? What are the assignments on? Learn the course effectively.
How are you going to do that?
It's on the website. I've already had a brief review, pretty thorough review, but I'm going to have a even more thorough one.
So you're going to look at the modules now.
And all of these things, I'm going to make a big list of notes.
We're making some notes now, very briefly, of what you're...
Yes, but
here's what
I'm going to make notes on when I get home.
Okay. Well, this is good. You can take this away.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So you're going to learn the modules of the course.
Yes.
Now, when you say the course...
Yeah.
If you remember when we went back to Stanford and so on, which was 3-year, 4-year course or whatever. How long is this course?
It's 3 years, and then you have a year touring at the end. So it's 4 years in total.
Okay. So when you look at the modules, are you looking at the whole thing, or are you going to focus on year 1 or years 1 through 3? What are you going to focus on?
I'll review the entire course. I will put most focus on year 1, but I will still look at the other ones in depth. I will just make sure I know lots about the first year.
Okay.
As that would be expected.
What would you like the modules to be about? What would you like to get out of it?
By using what would you like the modules to be, we can explore how well they are aligned with Corben's wants. A discussion of wants will help him to clarify his purpose. We can also explore why do you want a particular thing. My aim is to raise his general awareness before focusing on his self-awareness. Interviews are all about what you want and what they want and finding a match And so it's essential that you have a clear idea of what you want and as much information as you can gather about what they want. So that's what we're going to be talking about in step 82. Higher education colleges that run courses for the arts and acting and music are much closer to developing the whole person. That's their emotional side, their practical side in terms of specific skills, whether it's to paint or play an instrument or whatever, and also their social side. So it's a very different course to a course that, say, focuses on science or something like that, or even a doctor.